Mas o outro jogo é o Sherlock Holmes The Awakening. Eu recebi também esse aqui para a gente fazer uma análise do jogo. E assim, explicando o jogo, ele é um remake de um jogo que já existe, ele, de PC de 2007, né? Que foi o terceiro jogo de uma série de jogos do Sherlock Holmes. Eu não joguei os outros, então não sei como são os outros. Ele foi feito por uma empresa da Ucrânia, se eu não me engano, a Progress. Ele foi refeito, totalmente refeito, tá? Então ele foi feito no Unreal 4, 4 foi feito no 4. Então, assim, de certa forma é um jogo novo, com gráficos novos, com como é que eu posso dizer? Com sistemas de jogo novo. Todo baseado em cima do Sherlock Holmes, em cima que, se eu não me engano, passa na década de 1800. Deixa eu olhar aqui na página. Que eu não lembro. Eu vi 1882, exatamente. Ele se passa no ano de 1882. Em Londres, começa em Londres, mas ele vai passar em várias outras cidades. Não é um jogo de mundo aberto, ele é um jogo de pequenas áreas abertas, que você pode andar nele tanto que você quiser, mas são áreas pequenas. E é um jogo de investigação, né? Pode-se dizer que é um jogo mais de quebra-cabeça do que um jogo de ação, algo do tipo. Eu já dei uma jogadinha antes. Como é que fala? Eu dei uma jogadinha antes para entender, mas eu só foi um pouquinho, só para entender um pouquinho a mecânica, mas nada demais. Então vamos aqui começar, porque vocês devem aparecer aqui, é o jogo já, vou colocar aqui num novo jogo. Não é um multiplayer, tá? É um jogo pra você jogar sem ser multiplayer. E ele passa no início da carreira de Sherlock Holmes. Então você vai ver o Sherlock e o Watson. O gráfico é bem legal, mas não é o melhor gráfico, né? Aí ele é baseado em capítulos, tá? Eu não vou pular, vou deixar aqui para ver as narrativas só para a gente entender a história, né? Esse aí é o Watson.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let's see what the postman brought today.
Aí, ó, se posso movimentar, né?
This mess is getting out of hand.
Botão esquerdo interage. Aí eu mexo aqui falo o jornal. Vou descendo aqui. O bom que tá em português, né? Pra quem não tem inglês muito. Português é top. Olha lá, 1882, dia 28 de setembro.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
Rotacionar.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
Tá vendo que ele tem 2 de 3 ali? É porque fala sobre coisas que eu tenho que investigar na cena.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Aqui ele explicando como é que funciona, né? Você investiga um local e ele te fala que você tem que encontrar 3 pistas.
A pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. A missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's
Vou dormir não, tá aqui já são 4 horas.
well, life
Dormi.
used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do.
Ah.
Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Tá preocupado sobre as notícias. Então a gente vai lá. Abriu. Olha lá, interage.
The cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove. and
Encontrou
when
uma
laced with
pista.
poison, the perfect assassination tool. A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination
Eu
tool.
apertei de novo, que bosta.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone
Ele
tried to
encontrou
poison me.
2 evidências.
Poison? You? That's madness. Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
Se eu não me engano, quer ver? O C, ele fala sobre as evidências que eu encontrei. Ó, fala sobre desaparecido, esse livro aqui, o jornal de notícias e o espinho de caco. Aqui a gente tem um mapa, né, do local. Aqui são as roupas que você pode ir configurando, mas que você pode colocar no seu personagem. Ele deixa eu mudar aqui. E esse é o do Watson. O do Watson é mais esquisito. Mas enfim. E aqui a gente chama Palácio Mental, que é tipo onde ele vai organizando as ideias dele e vai tentando imaginar. Aí vocês vão ver isso aqui como é que funciona. Então,
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
vamos ver nesse menino
Sorry,
aqui.
Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Aí são perguntas, ó, que você faz.
You're
Pode
a bright
escolher.
child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me.
With your newspaper,
Precisely.
Ah,
What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not 'cause I was scared, 'cause I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
o menino sabe nada também, né?
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Safado ainda, né? Então agora nós vamos...
Get the
Isso
Strand.
fica
Get your
essas
copy of the
dicas aqui
Strand
chato.
here.
Ah. Ó, a livraria do cara lá. Que ele viu andando, então vamos aqui. Ah, ele não tá aqui não, então... Acho que a gente tem que voltar lá no prédio dele. Tchururu.
How about that Vogel fellow? He seems rather obsessed with you. Would he do something like this?
Vamos procurar aqui alguma coisa pra fazer. Não é nada aqui dentro. O menino ali já foi, né? Já olhamos as coisas aqui. Tem uma mulher chorando aqui. Tem um cara aqui.
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
E não tem mais nada pra falar. Então tem que ser lá no... Então, esse é um jogo de quebra-cabeça. Então, tipo assim, é meio...
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Ah, peraí. É, João, esse jogo é de investigação, tipo... agora é o início, né, a tela do jogo, né, então você tem que investigar coisas que estão acontecendo lá, tipo... Resumindo o jogo, é uma série de desaparecimento que está acontecendo em vários locais e a gente tem que investigar. Os primeiros episódios do capítulo 1, né, que é dividido em vários capítulos, é mais para você entender como é que funciona a mecânica do jogo, né? E aqui o que aconteceu? O jornal dele não chegou, chegou todo amassado, todo sujo. Tinha um cacto venenoso no jornal. E aí, quando ele foi perguntar ao menino lá do jornal, ele encontrou, falou que explodiu uma coisa lá e viu uma pessoa. E aí nós estamos tentando achar o que é pra fazer aqui. Eu achei interessante esses tracaí aqui. Mas eu não gostei muito da movimentação, não. Não faz nada aqui. Ó, o menino já conversou. Aqui já olhou.
Why go through all this scheming to murder you? A spine stuck to the newspaper is hardly lethal.
Vamos ver se a gente consegue conversar com os outros aqui. Esse cara aqui não quer falar. Não dá pra entrar. E olha como mal feito é. Isso é mal feito, olha como é que é a casa lá dentro. É meio mal feito. O cara também não quer conversar. Esse aqui parece que eu tenho que ver.
Newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
Já volto. Tá trancado, ou seja, talvez tenha que entrar aqui.
I should have worn something warmer. People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
Não é verdade? Pera. Ah, aqui, ó. Apareceu uma coisa aqui, ó. Eu junto... Ó, então não são essas. Eu vou trocando aqui. Aí, ó. Eu junto as evidências e ele me fala, dá o próximo passo. Ó. Assim, livro chega, entregou, um espinho de caco. Ó, quem arrumou 2 treinos? Foi o livreiro.
From that
Então,
Mr. Holmes' murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
ah, é exatamente, ó. Agora já não tem o negócio de volta mais. Tinta na mão. Perna esquerda dolorida. Não sei, nem tem. Ah, que eu acho? Olhei profundo, resultado de poucas horas de sono. Não, usa salto para parecer mais alto ou mais forte. Ou ele é viciado em trabalho. É, isso não parece ser chantagem, não. Parece que o cara só viciado em trabalho. Mas tá, vamos confirmar.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Ó, o cara saiu.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes, now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Ah, você aperta o Z. Ele te fala coisa.
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Achou mais uma evidência. Aqui achei. Tem que achar 2. Ó. Plantas imortais para um amor eterno.
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes...
Criptografia no Egito. E aí aqui. Ah, tem mais 2 coisas aqui.
The finest view London has to offer. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Isso é chato, velho. Caramba, falta um. Esse é um. Esse é outro.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
Pronto. Achou. Achou os 3.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Vamos ver se tem alguma coisa aqui no... Ó, tem. Por que ele está agindo estranho? Aqui eu vou trocar. Deixa eu ver. Não. Fica só a que eu marquei, então... Ixi. Ué. Ou seja, falta mais uma coisa. Baixar.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original. Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns.
E caramba, o que aconteceu? O jogo fechou. É, isso não é uma boa não, hein? O jogo literalmente fechou. Literalmente fechou. Não deu nem um fatalzinho. Um erro fatal. Vamos continuar, ver onde ele parou. Deixa eu ver. É, pelo menos parou no lugar que eu tinha ter parado mesmo.
Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
God
It
save
must
the
take
king.
patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. Familiar spine. That's what I found in my dustbin.
Ó,
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
observar. Vaidade ou simulação. Pronto, dá pra seguir em frente. Ó, óbvio.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
Toma,
But your
trouxa.
distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely simple deduction.
Keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything now?
Toda
I'm
vez que você
not sure.
oferece uma evidência
Why do you think
que
they're
faz
there?
sentido,
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It
eles
seems
conversam.
likely,
Quando não é
does it
nada,
not?
ele tipo, descarta
I
fácil.
hope you're right. I'm afraid I
Hello.
can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed
A
unsteady.
narração é muito ruim.
But since then, we've never
Se
spoken.
for
I
olhar
often
ela
see him
falando em
staring through
inglês,
the shop
não,
window.
não bate com o
Sometimes
que ela
I wonder
fala.
what he thinks about that would etch such
Lá nada a ver.
meaning onto his face.
Você só abre e fecha a boca. Olha, arrumou 5 evidências aqui, ó. Então vamos ver, voltar aqui no cara aqui. Ó, abriu mais coisas aqui, ó. Não. Ó, juntou, hein? Ó.
I think perhaps I have been...
Do not
So,
despair,
answers
Mr.
a dog
Holmes.
now.
Even the best
Who's a
of
good
us
boy?
make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You
Secreto.
are her secret admirer.
Ó.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your
Eu
actions were
até
rather
agora não tô
disruptive.
gostando muito
Your
não, pra falar a
clumsiness
verdade.
carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
Realmente não é o meu campo. Pô,
As
isso é...
in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things.
Thank you.
A narração
At
não
last,
funciona
we return to the matter of the paper.
com a
I'm
boca.
investigating a string of burglaries.
Não
Did you
bate.
perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
O que aconteceu?
Come, Dr.
Nada
Watson.
demais.
Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and
Ah,
Mrs. Fleming.
cena de investigação concluída. Concluiu então.
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
Vambora, né?
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was
E
certain
não
of
dava
it.
passar essas conversas não.
Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news.
Nossa, a narração não tem nada a ver com o que ele fala com a boca. Nada a ver.
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from...
Nada a ver, pera aí. Vocês não devem ficar sem eu. Toda vez que eu saio, dou um alt tab aqui.
The hell? What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my
Oh, hey.
writing career. But,
It's brilliant. Let's go.
oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Aqui, ó. Vamos aqui, dar uma olhadinha aqui, conversar com alguém.
Not much further now.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector is nothing.
Deixa a conversa, eu vou pegar água aqui, peraí.
Telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Ai, voltando. Vamos ver aqui.
Been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. Comes knocking. You can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate
Põe a mão na
murders,
boca
theft,
como se estivesse com o
fraud,
microfone.
arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimmy here breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I
Eu
must
tô
be off.
incomodado com esse
Best of luck in your search.
abogado fechando
You heard that,
aleatoriamente.
didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kim.
Olha lá, com a mão na
He's
frente.
foreign, a Maori, all the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English, never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Sargento
Still, he must
Ruffles.
have paid with some money on his person.
No, no. I
Ai,
kept his wages
meu
in my
Deus.
safe. For security.
All right, Captain.
Ó,
I
o
think
cara
I want
guarda
to
o
get
próprio dinheiro
started.
do cara.
We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Vamos lá procurar. Bora o final da casa dele. Nossa, é aquilo ali? Ah, aqui já tem um negócio pra investigar.
Looks like a knee print. Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Isso era o
Button
fogão do
jobs.
cara?
The remains of a meal. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid.
The
Mr.
ashes
Holmes,
are
an
long
narcotic.
since cold.
Achei outra. Casa bonita, né?
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly?
O cara mora na mansão, tá com um barraco pro cara. Toma.
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. A scrap of Hessian.
Ah,
No air coming through it. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small navy spyglass.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed, you think you know someone.
Tem uma
This lock
coisa.
is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh.
Que é disso aqui, né? Não? Isso aqui também.
Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Vamos lá no cara. Talvez tenha que conversar com ele de novo. Vamos ver.
I thought you were meant to be intelligent. Are you joking? Why would I know this?
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Olha lá, põe a mão
Yes,
na
I
boca.
have uncommon locks
Tivesse
on
o
every door
microfone.
of my mansion. It makes them harder
Fez
to pick.
demais.
You'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden. I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahia's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
Do you happen to know Kimahia's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest, but I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahia ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahia's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
O cara ainda coloca ele num barracão.
Are you joking? Why would I know this?
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahia's?
Yes. I had to give him
Diz
something
que
to clothe
investiu muito
himself.
dinheiro no cara.
He seemed unfazed by his bare skin,
Nossa,
but
parece
I found it
um escravo.
distracting.
É, terminou. Ah, tem mais coisa aqui pra responder. Olha, luneta, roupa suja. Opa, tem uma coisa aqui. Ei, o que ele não falou até agora disso aqui? até agora. Ah, entendi. Você tem que marcar.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Pronto, achamos. O que é isso aqui, hein? Ah, tá. Concentração. Analisar arredores, guarda-roupa, balanço mental. Faltando mais alguma coisa. Já achou tudo ali?
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Tem um negócio aqui que... Será que tem que voltar a falar com ele de novo? Vamos lá falar com ele de novo.
Why are you still here?
Ó. Ai. Aqui eu já analisei. Aqui também. Aqui também.
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Sten really so miserly? Is this a Tanifar, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Validar.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity.
When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Ó. Tem que voltar lá no cara, né? Falar alguma coisa com ele. Assim. É o tipo de jogo que eu gosto? Não.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir, likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now,
Vehicle.
one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly,
15 minutes.
incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
Seguir os rastros. Então, se ela voltar lá, né?
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
Sai, só. Tá doido? Aqui tem nada. Não dá pra passar. Não dá pra passar. Aqui tem um barco. Ó.
Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahir's cart, I gather. Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man? Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahir's cart, I gather. A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the colour and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done.
Sendo a investigação
A large
concluída.
pile of horse droppings. Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
Vamos ver se tem mais um. Tem. Cartão telefone. O que eu vou olhar agora tá fácil. Só sair ligando tudo, falta só um. Mas nenhum deles tem. Esse aqui não pode ser, né? É, esse aqui não tem mais nada não. Por um marinheiro. Marinheiro. Olha o cavalo aí, ó. Olha o cavalo aqui, filho.
Yes, Denwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
O cavalo aí, ó. Marinheiro. É, não dá pra passar. Também não dá. Dá pra falar com esse aqui. Também não tem nada aqui. Chora até agora.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Aqui, isso aqui. Enfim, eu acho que eu vou dar uma pausa aqui nesse aqui que... Assim...
Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns.
Pra quem gosta de jogo de investigação, porque isso aqui é mais um quebra-cabeça do que qualquer outra coisa. Né? Não é um... Inicialmente não é um jogo de ação. Vamos ver essa cara aqui de novo, ver se tem alguma coisa.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
O cara falou que tem um uísque no meu nome. Deve ter alguma coisa ali a mais do que tal ali. Ó, você viu que bugado? Bugou a câmera.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Eu derrubei isso aqui a última vez que eu passei e voltou no mesmo lugar. Ó. Já viu isso aqui.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Não tem mais nada aqui não. Tô tentando clicar em tudo aqui pra ver se acha alguma coisa.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make
Já
head nor
entendi,
tail.
fica quieto, para de falar. Porto de Londres.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Pegar o quê?
Where to, Gav? The Port of London, please. I will show you where
Você
to
não pode voltar mais não. Depois feito, acabou. The Blonde Red Knight. Esse é o capítulo 2. Porto de Londres. Ou seja, cada cenário é um capítulo.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a
Also got
physician
Buffy.
would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. after that.
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer, placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
Mas, jogo é um remake de um jogo antigo, então em termo visual é legal, a chuva não é boa, é feia, é um tipo risco na tela, mas em termos de gráfico é legal. Vocês podem ver sempre um pequeno mapa, né? Não é um mundo aberto. Mas para quem gosta do negócio de quebra-cabeça, investigação, é bom. Não é meu tipo de jogo não, mas o jogo não é ruim não. Dá mais trato se você for pensar que ele é um jogo com remake. É isso, depois voltamos aqui com mais outro jogo aqui para testar. E esquece aí não. No mais, até a próxima.